Question 2, Part A. Find the lowest common multiple of 40 and 56. Now there's a couple ways of doing this. You could just list the multiples of 40, and don't forget a multiple is the answer to the times table. So 40 is a multiple of 40, and then two 40s are 80, so 80 is a multiple of 40, and then 120 and so on. So you could list the multiples of 40 and then the multiples of 56 until you have a number that's in both. But probably a better method, a more reliable method, is to reduce the number into a product of prime factors. So 40, if I think of any two numbers that multiply to make 40, I've got 4 and 10. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. These are prime numbers at the bottom, so I don't need to go any further. In fact, I can't go any further with regard to breaking them down. And 40 can be written in the form 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Do the same for 56. Again, it doesn't matter what two numbers you start with, but I'm going to start with 7 and 8. 7 is prime. 8 can be split into 4 and 2. 2 is prime. And then 4 is 2 times 2. They are both prime. If you get to this point, you get one of the two marks. So it's quite a lot of work to get 1 mark for this question, but as long as you're careful with your tables, it's not going to be too bad. And it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. Once you have them both written out, to get the lowest common multiple, firstly, you want the pairs in each. So there's 2. They don't have to be lined up above each other. They just happen to be for this question. So it's 2 times 2 times 2. And then you multiply by everything left over. Times 5 times 7. So let's see what I've got. 2 times 5 here is 10. Times 7 is 70. 2 times 70 is 140. 240s are 280. And I have my second mark. 280 is the first number in the 40 and 56 times table. I've got A and B written here in prime factor form. Write down the highest common factor of A and B. So they're in prime factor form. I'm just going to rewrite them in longhand, just to be a little bit easier to show what to do. So that's A, 2 cubed times 3 times 5. Notice I don't have to work it out what A actually is. Times 3 times 5 squared. So I've got my two numbers written out. This time I don't want the lowest common multiple. I want the highest common factor. And the highest common factor is just the pairs. So for this question up here, just the number that appears in both would be 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 8 is the biggest number that goes into 40 and 56. The pairs here, I've got 2. These two are pairs. That 2 doesn't have a pair. These 3 appear in both. And the 5s appear in both. So 2 times 2 is 4. Times 3 is 12. 5 times 12. 60 is the highest common factor of A and B, and that picks me up that mark. Don't forget, please subscribe if you're finding these videos useful.